Hello, welcome Solix Nation. It is 2024 and I am so excited for this new start, this new year, and to get things off and running.
Yes, Happy New Year to everybody. We hope that you have plans and are as excited as we are for what any new year brings.
Yes.
But this is our year, right?
I love the change that a new year brings and the fresh start, and that's where I feel we are right now.
Yep.
So we have a few announcements for you. The first one is tomorrow, January 4th at 4 o'clock Mountain Time. We are going to have a Golds and Higher leadership call, and that is a Zoom call.
Yep.
We will send out an email to all of you who are Golds and Higher with that Zoom link, but you'll want to tune in. If you are building your team, if you are planning to promote this year, if you're planning to bring more people on this year, you want to attend these calls. This is where you get the information necessary to pass to your teams. That's the goal. We want everyone to hear these announcements, and so we're sharing it with the leaders, and we want you to share it with your team.
Yep, perfect. And they are valuable, I think, because they kind of give this forecasting, right?
Yes.
We're going to talk about what we're going to do this first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're going to talk about some of the things we're going to do throughout this year. And so we'll talk about those key pieces that help you in experiencing the OScan technology and all of the supplements and the other products that we have. So I hope you just join us. If you're gold and above, look for that email. Check your junk mail.
Yeah, please check your junk mail. Now, we also are going to announce our January incentive, and this is for all new enrollees, QLAs and PCs.
Yeah, so if you join with a bundle and a subscription this month, you will be sent out the new D3K2 product. Everybody that enrolls with that setup is going to get that. So that's a great tool. We've kind of spread the wealth over the last few months of Pulse and Blue.
Yes.
And now we're at D3K2. So we hope that is something that allows people to experience something maybe you're not talking to them about.
Well, I'm excited to start off this new year showing a new license plate. This is Mandy Ullerich. Alabama, AOScan. Looks so good. Thanks for sending that in, Mandy, and we will get your Solix silver coin in the mail to you, and you are part of the Legacy Group.
Yes, congratulations.
Now, we did not have a contest 2 weeks ago when we had our last...
No, we kind of wrapped up the year. We did a year in review last week, and now we're ready to start out a new year with all kinds of new things.
Yes, we are.
So no new contest.
No contest. We will have one at the end of this call.
Yes, we will.
So make sure you stay tuned for that. But we do have 2 weeks of top enrollers to announce. Now, this was a busy 2 weeks. I mean, think about it. The first one is December 18th through the 24th. I'm just impressed that anybody, was out there talking to anyone. And I mean, this is, you guys are workers.
Can't help but share.
That's right. And I guess you got together with family and friends but let's talk about our top enrollers. So in second place, we have Paige Wheeler. Congratulations, Paige. We hear that name an awful lot, don't we?
She does a great job sharing the OScan technology and everything else that we have to offer. But in first place, this is a heavy hitter. She's been hitting for quite a while. It's Simmons Holistic Incorporated. First place all by herself.
Can we just say something really quickly? In 1 week, she brought on 13 people. Wow. And it was the week before Christmas.
Yeah, that's incredible. That's incredible. But she didn't stop there, right?
She didn't.
Let's talk about the 25th. The 25th to the 31st. We have some ties here.
We do.
For second place.
Yes. Second place we have Becky Coots-Kimbley.
And Alan Stanley.
Congratulations to both of you. I just want to note that this is Christmas to New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
So congratulations, both of you. Second place. And first place this week was...
Simmons Holistic Incorporated again.
And how many did she bring on?
She pulled in 9 that week. So that's in 2 weeks, 22 people.
22 people in 2 weeks.
Were shown these solutions to their situation. That's awesome.
That is. I'm thinking that we might need to grab her.
Yeah, we need to see if she needs
Day of Discovery.
Share some of that learning. What are you doing?
What are you doing? We
have a bunch of these "What are you doing" people.
We do.
We have the Sheila Days. We have the Tammy Ward in the past. We have those Rita Dickinsons that were like, oh my goodness.
How do you do this?
How is this happening?
You know what? It is a new year, and with that comes goals and resolutions. We do it every year. At least I do, and you do. I know you set goals every year.
Absolutely.
I think it's a tradition for most. And sometimes, I know for me, I do really well the first couple of weeks. In fact, Usually I have a health-related goal in January, and I do really well until my birthday on January 10th.
10th.
And then, it's out the window.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk a lot this year about systems rather than goals. Goals are important. Goals are the results of what you're doing, okay? That's what your goal is. Say you have a goal to lose 100 pounds, okay? That would be the result. You lost 100 pounds, right?
Yeah.
But how do you get there? In your systems.
Yeah, you can't. You definitely, you can't. You're not just going to wake up one day and be 100 pounds lighter. You will wake up one day if today you have a system that leads to that objective.
Right. And we all know what it takes to lose 100 pounds, right? It's changing the way you eat. It's drinking more water. It's getting enough sleep. It's exercise.
Yep.
We know that. So why, if we know that, do some of us not change? Because the truth is, all winners and losers have the same goals. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Winners and losers have the same goals. Why do the winners win and the losers not win? And it's all in systems.
Yeah.
In fact, when we're talking about a health-related goal, I'm going to actually call Sheila Day out for a second. I'm sure she won't mind. But Sheila Day last year had a goal to get stronger.
Yeah.
Okay. And she was going to the gym, which, by the way, she was waking up, I think she said 4 a.m.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe it was 5 a.m.
Yep.
Sorry, Sheila, I can't remember. I think you left your house at 5 a.m. because it was almost an hour drive to the gym.
To get there. Yeah.
And she was going 3 times a week and working out and then coming home. That's early and that's a long drive. Well, Sheila told me that 3 days a week wasn't getting her where she wanted to be. So she upped it to 5 days a week, driving an hour each way and working out with a trainer. And the results show. She looks absolutely incredible. She's
stronger.
She's so much stronger.
She tells us about going way past personal bests over and over and over again.
Yes. But what an example that is of changing your system. Now, the reason we kind of fail over and over, even though we have these goals and we know what we should be doing every day, is because we don't change how we do it.
Yeah.
So, for example, if you have a trigger on your drive home from work of a fast food restaurant that you like to stop at and get a little snack, drive home a different way, right?
Yeah.
If you need
That's
to,
right.
don't pass the restaurant. If your goal is, stop drinking soda and switch to water and you're having a hard time doing that, add something to your water to make it a little more palatable until you can wean yourself away from that.
Yeah.
There are different things that you can do. Here's another one. I know that I will not wake up in the morning early to exercise. It's just, I've tried over and over and over and it never lasts for me. So I need to find a new time to exercise.
Yeah.
So if you're having trouble changing, it's not you, it's your system. Bad habits just keep perpetually happening because you haven't changed the way you're going about things. Now, I remember, what was it? I don't want to age you, but you are
please don't.
You are a grandpa, so it was 20 years ago-ish. And
Ish.
I remember
Say ish.
Ish. And I remember when you were getting your MBA and you worked a full-time job. And so you left at 7 o'clock in the morning, you worked a full day, then you headed straight up to Salt Lake City and you went to classes and you got home at 11 p.m. So that went on for, what was it, 2 years?
Yeah,
and you
2
had
years year round.
2 years year round. Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Through
that's
the
back
summer.
in the day when MBAs were 2 years year round, 3 years if you didn't go year round.
Yeah, so you went year round.
Now
you
you get
also
them in
had
a year. No disrespect to anybody who's done that. I just feel like I went the harder route.
You also had
smart,
a
maybe.
wife and kids at home. But I remember when you said, I need to work out.
Yeah.
Where are you going to fit in working out between 7 a.m. and 11 p.m.?
Yeah, the only spot that was available was at my lunchtime. Right?
Yes.
I had to take my lunch period to go and get some exercise done. To go lift some weights, do some running, do all that kind of stuff. That kind of teaches us a little bit. I mean, that necessarily doesn't teach us, but systems is about strategy.
Yes.
Systems, like you talked about, hey, if you're prone to stop at that fast food place because you just love that food and you drive by it every day, so you kind of, most days out of the week, you stop by that place and grab that thing you probably don't want necessarily because it's not working toward your objective, your goal. The strategy is to change the route. The system is a series of strategies that lead to the results you want. It's kind of like, putting people who want to start exercising in the morning, let's say. It's putting out the clothes so you can't help but step on them. You
Stumble over the
You're
shoes
going
when
to
you get out.
have to go around the objective system at some point. It's there. You've decided for it to be there. You're going to have to make a choice as to whether you're going to commit to the system or not.
Right.
And every day, and the other thing that's great about systems is it is not this pass or fail scenario.
Right.
Systems are not pass fail.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean because it didn't, let's say, to take the opposite of, you don't like necessarily to get up earlier, but Sheila does. Let's say Sheila had a terrible night sleep. Mm-hmm. And she knows that sleep is very valuable to her health. So she misses the workout. She chooses. You know what? I'm not going to live on 2 hours of sleep tonight. I'm going to try and get at least 4 or 5 tonight so I can function in my day. That isn't a failure because the system is still in place. When does she resume? Now.
Right.
Right?
That's exactly right.
You resume now. The system's in place. And then what can you do by learning that? Is there something that you can refine in your system to better lead to the objective you're working toward?
Exactly. You know what, James Clear, Atomic Habits, it's a great book. If you haven't read it, pick it up. But he said, you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems.
Absolutely.
And that is money right there.
That is
valuable information, valuable advice. So we are going to talk more about systems throughout the year, obviously in reference to building a business. And you can relate it to many facets in your life.
Yeah, I think that's important because we will obviously take years for those that are trying to grow their business. But those that are here and are just wanting to learn more about the scanner, it's the same thing that you have to apply. How do I get better at utilizing the scanner? How do I get better at understanding the scanner? How do I better utilize these supplements like Think and Prime with the scanner? How do I better make use of my well-being in my day-to-day? All of those, can have goals around every one of those things, not just business, and you can achieve all of them. But in order to have the best chance of achieving that, you must establish some sort of system.
That's right. We are going to hear next from Beck McQuilty and Jessica Zavaios. Now, we're talking about systems in your business. There are so many people that have said, I know I want to be a diamond. I know I want to be, I want to be sapphire in 6 months or whatever it is, whatever your goal is here with Solex. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing every day. I don't know what to do. Well, Jessica Zavaios actually gets the credit for this. She came to us and said, I want to put together this book. I want to put together a way for my team and for everybody to know what to do every day in order to grow their business. And so she consulted with Beck McQuilty and they came up with a wonderful system that they'll present. And then after we hear from them, we're going to hear from Juliana Ceglia.
So I don't know if anyone else has felt this way before, but when a lot of us first join, maybe we don't know where to start, how to begin, or what we should even be doing on a daily basis. It's going to take all of the guesswork out of where to start, how to help train your teams, and what we should all be doing on a daily routine and system. I also wanted to make sure that we all had access to this and for all of our teams to truly succeed. And after 6 months, you can either purchase a new one just online, or there is going to be an option in our back office where we can just print it out for any of the replacements.
So let's start talking about your AO mindset, because when you're working with your business, it's important to know what you're doing on a daily basis. Your time really matters. So prioritizing what you're doing during that day is priority, and this is what this brand new business planner allows you to do.
Okay, so I want everyone just to take a moment and think back to why you started Solex. We all have that one thing that we fell in love with, maybe that one thing that completely shocked us and blew us away. So be sure and write it down in this section so that you can go back, refer to it just often, very often.
So let's go through with you exactly what is in this planner and what you will be doing on a daily basis. So starting first and foremost on what is the one thing that you can do today that is going to change your business. Out of everything that you have planned for your business day, what is it that you could be doing first and foremost?
And it's great to do that one also, like right when you wake up, right first thing in the morning, before you grab your pen, before you grab your phone, or get going with work. Make sure and do that part too.
And tasks to do, that's of course very important, prioritizing what you need to do in the day. I know for myself, before I received this, I'm one that loves stationery. I love notebooks, so any excuse for a new notebook I'm excited about. I don't know about any of you. That's definitely me. But actually being able to write it down and prioritize what you're needing to do on a daily basis really does make your time more effective.
And then off of that list, it's great to find your 5 top biggest things that you really want to get done that day. And add that here, prioritize them, maybe the first one with the most important, down to the 5th one.
Okay, so the next thing is, what are you grateful for? This is something that I really love to do on a daily basis, is to really sit and drop into what is one thing or a few things that you're truly grateful for in that day. One thing that I'm really passionate about is starting my day right. So starting with gratitude is very important.
Yeah, and we all have really busy schedules. And so this section and the tasks to do are going to be so helpful in helping keeping our days organized and prioritized. I also recommend filling out these 2 sections the night before. So whenever I do it the night before, somehow magically it is getting done the next day. When I'm jotting it down the night before, it's on my mind. I already know what needs to get done, what my top priorities are, what the first thing is that I'm going to do that morning to kind of help further along my business and my day.
And whilst we're on the topic about me loving stationery, it's a great excuse to be able to get your highlighter pens out and highlight out any time, for those visual people out there, where you might want to block out that time. So it might be time for yourself or family time, so that you can actually have that block time out. Because I don't know about you, but once I get started in my working day, if I don't prioritize that time, I just get carried away working. So being able to highlight and block that time out is really important. The next thing we move on to is actually scheduling your priorities of the day as well, making sure that you're running your easy scan morning, noon, and night, and actually being able to tick that off. And as we get nagged about regularly, making sure you're hydrated, so you can tick off that as well.
Okay, for this section here, you're going to want to keep track of who you've scanned today. So put their name, their email, what scan that you did on them, and any notes that you want to refer back to. Because as you know, you kind of forget as time goes on.
And the next one is prospects, new customers, and maybe some people who are inactive. So just anyone that you may wish to touch base with, writing that list down so that you have them as a priority on that day. Just go through your back office and look at your inactives and maybe make a list of who you might be able to contact and just touch base with.
And then this is going to be for anyone that you have followed up with or checked on. Make sure and jot it down so you kind of keep track of the ones that you have checked in with on your list and the ones that are still needing to be checked on.
And this section here is just a tick box list to make sure that you're going through and prioritizing and doing, first of all, your mindset. Starting your day in the right way is, of course, very important with a good mindset. And I'm not going to speak too much into that because I'm going to talk about it a little bit later. Checking your lead generation sheet, so we're going to go through that in just a moment as well. Reaching out to new leads each day. I love this. Touching base with your sponsor or accountability partner. Jess and I are accountability partners and have been since we met in October last year. And we do touch base almost every day. But touching base and just making sure that you're in touch with the person that you're working with regularly holds you accountable as well. When it comes to social media, making sure that you're keeping up to date with your social media. So 1 opportunity post per week. We don't want to be blasting social media with our opportunity. And by opportunity, I mean offering people what you do as a business. 2 product posts per week, and then your lifestyle posts as well, 4 to 5 of those a week, so that people really get to know you. People are on social media to follow you. Many of you out here today have not probably met me in person, but we might be friends on Facebook. So you'll get to meet my daughter at some point today, and I'm sure you probably already know her because I do share some of our life on social media. So it's nice to really get to know people and not always feel like you're being sold to. But I love that there are points here for us to be able to tick these off so that we remember to do them. Check in with your team daily, your team chat, etc. Check your Facebook groups, and always prepare for tomorrow.
All right, this section is awesome. If you are tracking for the trip that's going on right now, you're going to love this section because you'll be able to know daily what your total numbers are. So you'll want to put your total active QLAs in the top box, the PCs in the bottom box, and then when you add those together, that's where your total number is, so you know how much further along you are or where you're at on the total numbers.
Beautiful. And in any business, we should be tracking numbers. If you must know your numbers when you're running a business. So this is perfect because then you can refer back to it as the months go on. You can go back and look at where was I at this time last month. That's really powerful. And then checking in with your teammates, just jotting a note down, going through, and we'll show you in a moment another way that we're going to be looking and tracking your team, but then going back and making sure, I talk about them being touch points, of making sure that you're touching your team. So you're in touch with them regularly. You want to make sure that they are up to date with everything. It might be a new promotion that's on. It might be somebody that's not on Facebook that you can only email. Making note to email them regularly is really important. Also too, at the end of the day, making sure that you reflect on what worked for you and maybe what didn't go so well. So this is just a great section for you to take the time to write down what really worked and then what you may wish to bring into your day tomorrow, and a little note section.
All right, here's going to be the monthly calendar. This is great to put anything that you have for your team, any of the Solex reminders, you'll want to jot down here in this section. This next one is probably one of my favorite sections just because I was keeping track of my total numbers on spreadsheets, on notebooks. They were all over the place, in my car, my house. And so it's so nice having it in one area where you can go back and check last month and then the month before to see where your numbers were at and see, are you staying the same? Are they progressing? Is it declining a little bit? Just be able to go back and check any month. I love it.
Yeah, that's really powerful.
Okay, here is going to be the business tracker. So this one's going to be great for you to be able to keep track of all of your leads in one area, all of your PCs and your QLAs. So it'll be a whole separate notebook for this, and you'll be able to track all three of those in one place.
So this is for your lead generation. So the people that you're talking to, whether it be on social media, people that you may have met out and about, it's a great way for you to be able to really keep a list of the people that you have been working on. So the conversion side of things is a nice little box there to be able to tick once you have brought them into your business, and then their name, phone number, and email address. Then we have the communication platform, so to know how you've communicated with them, again, whether that's by email, social media, it could be on Facebook Messenger. If you're really working your business and you're talking to a lot of people, to be able to look at that and know how you're communicating with people is really important.
Okay, the Alpha 3 Pass. These are great to send out to people after you've done a scan on them. Whether you're selling them or you're giving them away, it's completely fine. I like to keep track of mine in 3 different checks, so maybe 3 little checks there. The first one is I like to know who has accepted the Alpha 3 Pass, and then I want to know who did I send the instructions to, and then the third one is after they've completed their pass, did I follow up with them and check on them afterwards?
The next one is introduction video, so making sure that you're sending them the video so that they can get excited just as you got excited right in the beginning.
And then when you've added them to your Facebook groups, maybe this is your testimonial group, maybe it's a private team page, just for you to be able to keep track of who's been added into those.
And the next is inviting them to a call. It might be a Zoom call that your team has organized. It might be a company webinar. It could be an in-person event that you may be having. So being able to note down when you have invited them.
All right, here you want to be able to keep track of your follow-ups. The date, maybe put the date in pencil, so then when you do go back a month or 2 from now, you can just change out that date section. And then any notes. So if you are scanning a lot of people, you know it is so easy to forget who did you follow up with, or who. I like to put in this section one thing that they were struggling with. So then when I go back to it, I can remember, oh yeah, this person, I sent them this frequency to help with that. So as time goes on, it's very easy to forget who you're helping what with.
The next section is very similar, but for your QLAs. And this is for when you're bringing in your quantum living advocates that you've actually signed on already. So looking at their enrollment date, their SolEx goal, what they're wanting to achieve in their business, because that is a conversation that we should be having with them when they come on board. Their subscription date is really important, particularly when you're tracking for an incentive. It's important to know that. Their birthday, their occupation. It's really good to know their occupation, because if you're running a team webinar or something, it's something that you're able to then invite. If it's something specific like being a veterinarian, you're wanting to run a call about pet scans, that's really handy to know what their occupation is. And then how often they would like to be contacted, I think that's also important. And we really want to scrap off daily, because nobody wants to be doing that.
Okay, here you're going to put this one's going to be for the preferred customers. You'll put their name and their phone number in this section here, the enrollment date, the country that they're in. I like to keep track of the country just because when their country opens up, maybe you want to reach out to them and say, hey, are you interested in joining and switching over as a QLA? Their subscription date will probably be different than their enrollment date. So especially if you're running for trip or anything like that, you'll want to check it and just make sure everything went smoothly for them. If it was supposed to be on the 14th, just check it and make sure maybe on the 14th or the 15th. Their birthday, it's super important to send them a message on their birthday. We want to continue to build relationships after they join. So just because they join doesn't mean that's where it ends. That should be where it even begins, and build that true, genuine relationship with them.
Or a Starbucks card, just saying.
Occupation. And then the last one is going to be the last date of contact that you had with them. Again, I recommend this one in pencil, and hopefully we are erasing it and changing those dates, because we are checking in on our teams very often.
Hello, I am Juliana Ceglia. I just got married a couple weeks ago. I was formerly Malili, and I'm excited to share with you today about building relationships and connections. So if you're not aware of it, this business has its foundation on relationships. That is essential for your business to grow and thrive. So if you have been avoiding building relationships, or this isn't a strength, then this is a very important skill to develop. It will not only transform your business, but it helps you build in life and connections and be able to approach people wherever you are or whenever you feel inspired. So there are two ways that relationships are built. This is going to be pretty obvious. First is in person. That is one-on-one. You already have lots of relationships in your life, friends or family. You have some kind of social media following, I imagine, and those are natural relationships. Those are great. You may also be part of a wellness group, or you have a relationship with your local chiropractor. Those are great in-person, face-to-face connections, and those need to be built and expanded on. Other ways of in-person events can be you hosting events at your home, doing a scanning party, or going to wellness events and having a booth and meeting people face-to-face. That's a great way to connect. However, there's this other way, as we all know, that you can build relationships from the comfort of your own home. And that is what I'm doing right now. I'm talking to a camera, but I'm connecting with you. And that is a relationship connection. So building relationships online can look like, of course, social media accounts or filming yourself doing videos. And that's the thing, is people want to experience you. Whether it's in person or online, you are setting an atmosphere that people are going to come into. Your friendliness, your kindness, how you represent yourself is setting like a table, like you're going to have a party, for the atmosphere people are coming into. So those are things to consider as you show up in person or online. But at the core of it all, people don't want just a product. They want you. They want to connect with you personally. And that is not just what helps to sell a product. That's what helps someone to stay connected in this business and want to grow long-term with you. A little note with showing up online. People like your face. They want to see you. They want to see your dog, your spouse, the hike you went on this morning.
People do care about the things that you care about. Maybe you're into, I don't know, songbirds or something, or you geek out on something. That's a great thing to share on social media, not just salesy things with your business. Besides showing your face, video. We know video is king. Moving into the future, I know the younger generations aren't even going to look at our content if we aren't showing up in video, because we need a moving person. We need to connect to the 3D version of them who isn't afraid to show up here on a camera. So part of the being a real person, online or in person, is being authentic. If you have a script and you've got all these gimmicks of how to bring them into this sales process, although that can be good training wheels for understanding how sales work, ultimately, if you aren't sharing your heart, if you aren't being a real human, then people are going to bounce out of your field, is what I say. They're going to move on because they want authenticity. They want someone who will be vulnerable, who will connect with them and learn about them. So a huge part of that is they want to know that you care. So we have to listen. The majority of building relationships is asking good questions and listening, active listening to find out what's going on with them, how you could serve them with the products that you have. Because that's what we're doing. We're like a matchmaker. We're trying to help someone along a path to experience something that will help transform their life. And they won't be able to do that if they don't know you really care or understand what they're going through. So as you listen authentically, as you're present, as you bring your presence to connections, then I believe you're going to thrive in your business and see sales increase naturally. Maybe you're someone who's like, I don't like people. I hate meeting new people. I feel you. I was a total introvert. I was very shy growing up. I had to learn these skills, and it felt like going to the dentist when I would fling myself into new situations where I'd have to meet new people. It's a skill you can learn. I just want to encourage you, this is something that you can learn. So I want to give you a few great resources to go further with this. And one of those is a older book that's been out for a while. It's called How to Win Friends and Influence People. These are some basics of building connections and understanding how that works. If you hate public speaking, I got something for you. Go to Toastmasters. These are local groups in your area. People also afraid of public speaking, but forcing themselves to learn how to connect, how to be present, and how to communicate wherever you are. Another favorite I have is Never Eat Alone. Again, amazing for building people skills. And if you'd like some general upping your skills with your business, there is a program by Eric Worre called 7 Skills in 7 Days, and he is the master at helping network marketers thrive in their business. That's a great program. I've done it a few times with my team. You might want to do the same. And another good one is Go Pro. There's going to be some relationship building skills in there as well. In conclusion, people will buy from you as they come to know, like, and trust you. So I encourage you, go out there, make new friends, and keep those friendships going. Some may turn into amazing business relationships, others may not, but you share all that you have and see what alignment comes as a result.
You know, Lauren, I love hearing from Juliana. She hit Pearl recently.
That is so amazing.
Yeah, that's incredible. What an accomplishment. And Jessica and Beck and the planner, it really...
An amazing concept that they really did an amazing job on.
Yeah, all their idea, right?
Yep,
They came
100%.
up with it. They worked together. They worked with Shelby, and they came into reality,
That's
right?
right.
People can have it in their hands. It's also just so everybody knows, it isn't just something that you have to buy from Solex. It's actually a downloadable PDF
That's right.
in your back office. You can get it for free if you have another means, if you want to print it a day at a time, whatever. That is there for you. And the whole intent behind, I think, the passion of Jessica and Beck is just to help people with their desire to grow and to do something successful.
Yeah, to be more successful at keeping your goals.
Yes, that's perfect. So I think, of course, we should give away the planner, and the tracker. I think I just, I'm sure I just ruined the sound quality of this ending here
That's
by
okay.
hitting my mic. But I love these. We're going to give away 3 of these. This is what we want you to do. Comment on the call a goal or goals you are setting for 2024 that you're going to build a system around. And if you want to elaborate on that,
Yeah, that's a great
go
one.
for it, right?
Yeah, just make sure you do it after the call.
Yeah, not on the live chat. Wait for the comment section after it finishes. Give us your comment. What's your goal? What's that you're going to build a system around, or goals that you're going to build systems around. And we'll give away 3 of these sets next week.
Great. Happy New Year, everybody. Goodbye.
Check it.
Well, this is the week of December 8th.
I already said that.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did, didn't I?
Did she say the
I
dates?
sure did.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't hear
sucks
it.
to
I'm
be
so
right now.
sorry. I totally screwed that up.
Because if you're not aware of it, this building's... Okay. Cut the like. So that... This is what I do at home all the time. I need a breath. Just a moment. I'll give you some good bloopers here.